This week, I hit a milestone I've spent years working toward. And strangely, the question that stayed with me wasn't, what's next? It was, if I could replay the journey, what would I do differently? And the answer had less to do with the milestone than I actually expected. I think I spent too much time watching the scoreboard. What I mean by the scoreboard is, think of sports, and the reason why live sports is so popular is because people pay a good amount of money to go to a stadium or the environment that the sport is being played to see the game live. This is different from watching the highlights after the game is done, because what the highlights do is they give you the results, the scoreboard, after the fact that a game was played. And that usually doesn't sell as much as watching the game live, because in the moment you're locked into what pass led to what goal, or what possession was critical to get a defensive stop, and the mistakes, the rhythm, and the moments that actually create the score. And I started wondering, how often that with my own life. You see, over the last few years, there have been moments where I was so focused on getting to the milestone or the goal at hand that I personally turned down moments where I could have just lived a little, played more, said yes to more invitations, allowed myself to enjoy the season of life that I was going through at the time, and enjoy myself while still being in that zone. And when I look back, I don't think I did that enough, because the goal at hand truly and genuinely mattered to me. But as I reflect back on this milestone, I find myself asking, I may have confused seriousness with sacrifice, because I don't think I got out of this mentality of I need to get this done no matter what. And it cost me a couple of useful days, if I'm being honest. I started to I started acting like everything enjoyable had to wait until the scoreboard changed. And now that the scoreboard has changed, I'm looking back and asking myself, was it worth it? You see, when you have a goal in mind, you typically are laser focused on getting that goal accomplished. And recently, as I was doing this reflection about the milestone, I came across this idea of aggregation. In business, profitability is usually reported as one big number. Total revenue minus total cost will give you the profits of a company. But that number, or the numbers, total revenue, total cost, which equals to profitability, is built from hundreds, sometimes thousands of smaller transactions underneath it. And I remember thinking to myself after exposing myself to this concept, maybe our lives work the same way. Maybe the quality of a life is also an aggregate result. And for life, that's a collection of ordinary days. The day to day that you go through every single time you wake up. But the more I dug deep into this concept or this idea, the more I realized as humans, we love big progress because big progress is visible. The promotion is visible. You'll get a pay raise, you get new responsibilities. The citizenship of a different country will give you a new passport. The money increase in your business or your place of earning will give you freedom to do more things. So there's always something tangible that we can look up to with progress, especially big progress. But the strange thing is none of those big progress moments exist without the individual days underneath them. And those days are usually very easy to dismiss because they don't look important or extraordinary while they're happening. We underestimate ordinary days because they don't look like outcomes yet. So, as I'm reflecting in this moment, I came to understand that the problem is not ambition. It's good to have ambition, it's good to have goals. And I'm not here to pretend that goals don't matter. They do. You need a direction for your GPS before you drive. But some things do require sacrifice. The only thing I'm starting to question is how often we pay more than the goal actually asked us to pay. See, when I look back, coming back to an old city, reconnecting with some amazing scenery views, I ask myself, how many days did I miss going to the beach? Because I was just ultra focused in getting what I need to get done. How many dinner invitations did I miss because it's not the right time? I can't really be out there like that. I haven't achieved what I need to achieve. How many weekends did I stay in because, nah, I can't do that. It's not part of the bigger picture. And there's so many moments that I treated as disposable because I thought the real life experience would only start later or would only matter when I achieve the bigger goal. And now reflecting back, I told myself this the other day at the beach. You can achieve the thing and still realize you underlived the journey. And that's what made me start to think about achievement differently and what achievement reveals to us. You see, I don't think it's just about getting what we want, but how did you live while trying to get the thing that you're after? Who and what did you become in that process? Are there things that you neglected or left outside or gave up that were a core part of your individuality that no longer resonate because of the sacrifice for the bigger goal? What parts did you actually enjoy? Is what I found myself asking. Because taking a walk by the seawall and meeting some friends, I realized this is actually some things I didn't do enough of when I was in the city. And I actually enjoyed them. But I kept postponing these things that actually make me happy, make me whole, make me who I am, because the bigger goal was not achieved. And essentially, I used to think achieving a big milestone is the proof that we all need and deserve and desire. Now I look at the milestone as just chapter or a number on top of a page. The words and the details and the story beneath the page is what I reminisce about the most. Because you see, the scoreboard matters, but the game is where your life is happening. So throughout this reflection, I started to ask myself a completely different question. Am I building a life that I'm actually enjoying the process while doing it? And in the ordinary days that I live through, am I still treating them like they don't count? See, looking back, I started to feel as though there's so many instances I was postponing until I get there. And when you get there, you'll notice life has already shifted to a whole different turn that you never expected. So this week, instead of asking whether I made progress, I want to look at the day itself. At the end of the day, I want to ask myself, if today were one transaction contributing to the quality of my life, what did it add? Is it something that moved me forward? Or is it something that made me feel alive? Or it could be something that would make me want to spend tomorrow differently. And I ask this because I don't necessarily want to keep score of the days or keep tabs of each individual day. I just want to notice what I'm aggregating. Because essentially, the milestone matters. I'm proud of it. But I think the milestone is only a reflection of what the scoreboard looks like. Maybe the better question isn't only whether the scoreboard is changing, but whether you're still enjoying the game. This was your weekly reset. I hope we can all read, reflect, and rise. Please sign up for the newsletter to get the written newsletter for this episode. And I hope to see you guys on the next one. Peace.